Ah, nothing like a cup of joe before I read through a cryptocurrency news article. Hope you all been well. Now, today's news article comes from CoinGape, and Venezuela's oil exports turn to cryptocurrency to dodge sanctions. Venezuela accelerates cryptocurrency use for oil exports to counter U.S. sanctions and to secure transaction freedom. And yeah, use Bitcoin. That's of course going to give you transaction freedom. Just because the country puts sanctions on you and tells you, hey, find another option, you did, and you chose the best one. So, yeah, let's go over this article to learn a little bit more about this. So, as a response to the renewed U.S. sanctions, Venezuela has intensified the U.S. digital currencies in oil transactions. The PDVSA, the state oil company of the country, has been integrating cryptocurrencies into its payment options for crude oil and fuel exports more and more in recent years. Now, with the goal of avoiding the freezing of export proceeds due to trade sanctions. Now, Venezuela's shift to digital currency. Subsequent to the non renewal of general license that enabled wider trade with the Venezuela, the U.S. Treasury has given businesses until May 31st to reorient their transactions with PDVSA. Now, these alterations are happening at a time when the U.S. has been pressed for electoral reforms in Venezuela that have not been implemented. Therefore, the PDFSA's transition to digital currencies transaction, that is USDT Tether, has been accelerated. Now, USDT is a stablecoin whose value is backed by the US dollar, providing a lower risk alternative for international transactions. Now, here's a tweet from Alex Barnicoat. Venezuela will ditch the US dollar and they will use crypto for all of their oil sales. We're watching the collapse of the dollar in real time, and the effects are going to be huge, and it really will. Now, the strategic turn took off in 2023, but has rapidly gained momentum following the reintroduction of sanctions. Now, through this transaction to digital model, PDVSA aims to circumvent the complexities of conventional banking systems, where assets could be confiscated or restrained, thus securing a better flow of revenue from its oil sales. Now, the operational changes and challenges. Now, PDVSA has had to adjust its operational practices to the cryptocurrency changeover. For new contracts and spot oil deals, not including swaps, PDVSA has now set a prepayment of 50% for the value of each cargo in USDT. This alteration also includes new clients who are required to have the cryptocurrency in digital wallets for transactions with Venezuelan oil company. However, such actions challenges USDT and other digital currencies in oil trading are rather a rare phenomenon in the global market where the dollar still prevails. Now, as a result of their non traditional nature and the possible regulatory risks, most traders and their compliance departments are cautious with regard to cryptocurrency transactions. Thus, PDFSA frequently depends on intermediaries who are instrumental in ensuring that these transactions happen, especially when dealing with large markets like China. Now, what has been the market response and outlook to this? As PDVSA steers these operational changes, the world oil market is closely observing. The adoption of cryptocurrency and oil trading is not wide, but Venezuela's decision might set an example for other countries subject to similar economic sanctions. It's kind of like El Salvador, like literally making Bitcoin legalized tender. It's an example, guys. People are just waiting to see what happens, and looking at El Salvador now, they're doing quite well with their bags. And yeah, with these guys, just getting it starting it, they're going to do well in the future, and people are going to hate that they started later. Let's continue the article. Nevertheless, the initiative is only successful to extent that the digital currency is accepted in international trade, especially in the big oil consumer countries. Now, the Venezuelan oil minister Pedro Telequia is optimistic regarding the country's trading potential and ability to cope with renewed sanctions. He has indicated that Venezuela will continue to sign contracts and expand crude and gas projects during the wind down period specified by the U.S. and will seek individual license for oil transactions hereafter. Now, yeah. So okay, so yeah, this is a pretty good art. Like we literally are seeing the like what was it? He said the U.S. dollar is literally being ditched right now, or it's starting to. Like so that guy is being a little bit over exaggerated about the tweet, but no, it's a start, guys. Again, it's an example. By just one person doing it is going to just start that domino effect. It just keeps trending, and it's like a as we see Bitcoin become scarcer and scarcer, there's literally less Bitcoin now every day hitting the market because of the halving that just took place last Friday. So instead of 900 Bitcoin, we have 450 new Bitcoin. We're hearing about banks and institutions going to the miners to try to sell them their Bitcoin. They're like, whoa, no, 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 because they know they still got to survive until the price changes again, until their profits literally just got cut in half. So they got to still hold their own. But the banks don't want to go to the exchanges because that's going to cause the price to spike up even further. So yeah, so more companies are going to they're going to dish the dollar, and they would rather do transactions with Bitcoin because it's going to be harder to get. And if you got something someone want and someone else has Bitcoin for it, why wouldn't you? So it's just a way to be able to collect more Bitcoin, and a great way to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this news article read through, and if so, smash that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, take a sip of coffee with me on the way out. And until next time, the Crypto Sherpa is out.